Welcome back to the Cutaway scene where the conversation stays uncut, unfiltered, and the honest truth. Listen, this week we are talking about forgiveness, all right? And I'm not talking about the performative kind. I'm talking about real forgiveness, the kind that's less about protecting someone else's feelings and more about protecting your own peace. All right, because sometimes forgiveness isn't about letting them off the hook. No, it's about finally taking yourself off this leash. Right? Let's get into it. So earlier this week, we had asked you guys, when you forgive, do you forget too? And listen, all right, 100% of y'all has said, nah, I remember everything. Not some, not most, all of y'all. And honestly, that says a lot, okay? First of all, can I just say we got some real ones in the chat that's basically saying no, they're not going for anything, all right? And I love that for us, okay? Clap for yourself. Yes. Because forgiveness does not come with amnesia. Absolutely not, because sometimes you let it go, but the memory stays. Not to punish you, but to protect you, all right? Because people love to act like forgiving means you're supposed to erase it or minimize it. Hey, pretend it didn't hurt. But it's like, no, I forgave you. I'm just not signing up for round 2. Forgiveness is peace, not permission, all right? All right, so Hot Take Wednesday. We had asked you guys, how do you forgive someone and still set boundaries? This one had opened up a lot, okay? Some of y'all talked about how forgiving people you still don't allow close to you, all right? Others were sharing how forgiveness didn't mean reconnecting. It just meant more about releasing the anger, right? Someone has sent in, by never being around them. Listen, my hot take on that, sometimes the best response really do be no response at all, okay? To me, I feel like it shows growth because Lord knows the old me be trying to surface and be petty and prove a point. I be trying to push her down to the lowest. I be like, girl, please stop coming to the surface. I be trying. Lord knows. Like, it be so, I can't even count how many times I literally say, hey, God, it's me again. And we just, but hey, it's not going to happen all in one day. So it's a whole process. Okay. You got to be patient with yourself. All right. Because as a firm believer in karma, I feel like my turnaround time has been hitting very fast, okay? When I tell you half of the time, I just be like, can I get up? Can you let me up? Because you be hitting, like, come on. Like, I ain't even do nothing, you know? But I feel like trying to prove a point and be petty, I've noticed that it just caused me more harm than good because of the turnaround time of my karma, you know. I mean, I don't know. Everybody's different. But anyway, thank you for sending that in. That is great advice as well. Okay, never being around them. Let's get into some hypotheticals. Because most of us have lived at least one of these scenarios. All right. So scenario number 1, you forgave someone. All right. You're not angry anymore, but you just don't trust them the same. And you don't want to. Now, are you asking yourself, did I really heal if I still don't let them close? My hot take on that is that I feel like you shouldn't feel obligated to reconcile with anyone you don't trust, because to me, everything is an energy exchange. Me talking to you, that's an energy exchange, okay? And I feel like that is just your spirit, okay? AKA self. Shout out self, okay? I feel like that is self basically picking up on something about them, okay, that you just can't ignore, okay? Because people keep forgetting that there is way too many people in the world to just hold on to something or someone who isn't aligned with your divine path, okay? And it's that simple. I don't think you need a degree for that. All right, anyway, scenario number 2. So you keep your distance and call it a boundary, all right? But every time their name comes up, you feel it. Now, you don't want to talk about it. You don't want to reopen it. You don't want to be near it, all right? We don't talk about Bruno. Now, the question is this peace, or is this like a grudge that never got processed? Listen, my hot take on that is it depends on how you feel about it. Like, if hearing their name can change up your mood, I feel like, hey, there might be a slight possibility that there might be a little grudge there. Okay, to each his own. I just feel like if you can just carry on about your day like it's whatever, like it's like unbothered, like it's not even a thought, I feel like it's above me. It's above my pay grade. Because I feel like this. Forgiveness doesn't always look like reconnection, okay? Sometimes it looks like clarity. Sometimes it looks like distance. Sometimes it looks like peace with a line drawn. Forgiving doesn't mean the door stays open. Sometimes forgiveness is you closing it calmly, intentionally, without slamming the door. Real talk, I've had learned that forgiveness doesn't always come with closure. Sometimes there's no apology, no conversation, no accountability, and just a random moment when you realize you're tired of carrying it. I used to think forgiving meant that things just had to be cool again. Okay? Like, it had to be repaired. Like, it was a must for both of us to be on great terms. Okay? But now I see forgiveness as something internal. Okay? It's me deciding I don't want to hold on to unnecessary pressure anymore. All right? I can forgive you and still protect myself. Both can exist. And forgiving yourself, that's a whole different level. All right? That's looking back and saying, I didn't know better then, but I do know now. That kind of growth doesn't announce itself. It's quiet, it's subtle, it's maturity showing up without asking for credit. Okay? So yeah, that was this week's energy. Forgive and evolve. Okay? You don't owe anyone access just because you found peace. You don't have to forget it, and you damn sure don't have to fix it. You just have to free yourself. Thank you for the honesty, the vulnerability, the real conversations. Next week, we are talking about turning point. All right? That moment when you finally choose forward. Anyway, that's a wrap, and this is the Cutaway Scene.